Like, y'all gotta listen to what I'm saying, okay? People gotta listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna cut this up. I'm gonna send this to like Mike Wang because I want him to listen to what I'm saying from the perspective of someone who's playing the game, who's not being like biased. I'm not biased, I'm being objective. So I have to display some type of objectivity here with what I'm about to say, and hopefully he does something about it because people like me, like I just don't got that type of time. Like I'm pretty sure this like y'all gonna figure out what I'm trying to talk about quickly, right? Y'all gonna figure it out quickly here. I can get through. My player glitching out. Come on. Alright. Now, it's early Saturday morning. It's still 2K day weekend, as you can see in the top right corner, right? Now, one thing that a lot of us wanted was crossplay. Crossplay was a dynamic that the game needed because these part games, whether people believe it or not, right, are really hard to get into. They're hard to get into. So, and sometimes you had to have perfect timing on different servers. Now, there's a game up top that needs 3 people. There's a game in the middle where they're on a 15 game. There's an 11 game right there. I can't even see what the what's the I can't even see how many games it is over here. It won't tell me. Because the thing is blocking, so you just don't know. Right? There's a 3 game up top. Like, these games are hard to get into. And if this whole process like Mike Wang and these guys are talking about is streamlined like they say it is, right? Like, why does it take me so long to get into these games, man? If this stuff is as streamlined as they're saying that it is, why do I find myself switching servers multiple times, man? Just to find games. Look at this. Now this is damn near an empty server, right? So there's space and opportunity. There's one over there. There's one needed. I might go to that one, but nah, I can't get there. There's one underground, 6 players. One in the middle, 6 players. One up top, 6 players. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to say? Where it's like last night was like the perfect example. Like, or earlier this morning was like perfect example of like what you're going to be going through. Getting into these part games, playing like, and the reason why it's so important. Y'all wonder why it's so important, right? It's really not, but it's one of these things where this is what 2K does to you, right? This is what 2K does to you. Y'all see this, right? 2,500 points. Y'all see that, right? Now the wreck thing can happen. I could get through anything that's here that's wreck related. I can get through. You wanna know why? Because wreck is matchmaking, pure matchmaking. When you get into these affiliation games aren't matchmaking. They're not matchmaking. The only time when you get affiliation matchmaking is when you're in the event center. Like, those games count as affiliation games, right? I think the ante up counts as affiliation games, right? So I can go to ante up and do all this for the most part. I should be able to go in there and do this, right? But what fun is that? Like, it defeats the purpose of having these affiliations when I can't really jump on the pads and run. Even though that these are open courts, listen, even though these are open courts, I still have to wait on other players to show up. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I'm still waiting around. There's no way around waiting, is what I'm trying to say. And like, I'm not saying that 2K, like, they have to get rid of this whole concept of stepping on the pads in the open world field of the game. Like, they can still keep that dynamic, but they have to introduce some type of affiliation quick mode that allows players like me to get into affiliation games streamlined. Where it's like, if I'm trying to play affiliation games, I could just get into them just like they do with the theater. What's the purpose of the theater if I can't get like affiliation um games for that? I'm pretty sure they're gonna splice off like a seasonal mission into games in the theater, points in the theater, rebounds in the theater, like they did last year. That's fine. But like they need to introduce in matchmaking for affiliation games. It just needs to be a thing. Like my whole suggestion with that is you can start me in a matchmaking queue. The first game that I play is always going to be matchmaking. The second game that I'm playing, it'll look like this. It'll look like what we going over here, right? 11-7, like at these randoms courts or something, right? Now you can queue up. Let's see if you can queue up. There should be 2, 3 different ways. It should work like the rec does. You can queue up as a random, so for random courts, or you can queue up with 2 of your friends into the mode just to get into these games. I think that the reason why they don't want to do that is because they're afraid that people are gonna not walk around and jump on the pads. But like, I mean, at the same time, it's just like I'm suggesting this to y'all, like, because it takes way too long to get in and out of games. It just takes too long. And if the expectation is that they want me to play all of these games and score all of these points, like come on, man. Like how many games back to back am I going to get? Twos games. Look at that. 600 points of twos games. Just twos games. So they need to add in an affiliations queue. They need to do that, man. A quick game queue for affiliation games so we can get this stuff right here finished. Like not everybody has time to be to do all this. If this game is as streamlined as they swear that it is, streamlined is a really big thing. If this game is as streamlined as they swear up and down that it is, they have to make this easier for me to do. They have to make this easier. So much to the point where it's like, if I just don't get it done and I just don't get it done, they have to give me a chance. Because if I'm going around searching for games, if I'm spending 20-30 minutes searching for a twos game, an open twos court, like that defeats the purpose of even playing the game. Look at that, man. How long have I been streaming? I mean, I've been streaming longer than that, but like, I mean, come on, bro. What are we really doing out here? What are we really doing out here? It takes too long. It takes too long to get in and out of these games, man. It takes way too long. The process is way too long to get in and out of these games. They need to add in a quick game queue where it's like you can choose the affiliation you want to play in. You can choose the game modes you want to play. Like, if you want to play twos, you want to play ones. They need to add that in. They need to add it in for real. Because like if I'm just jumping in and I'm jumping on to a 12 game streak, like I really want to jump over there to the 12 game and take them on. I can't wait. I can't wait to go over there to the 12 game and try to beat them. I can't wait to get on to the 12 game to stop them. Like think about what I'm saying, man. Like they have to add in a quick mode for this, man. They have to. Like, oh,